Good morning, it's quadriceps and front body stretching today. It's really is a challenge. Most of the poses we spend all our time sitting down, so the quadriceps tend to be tight. We keep this part of the body closed. I've brought out several pillows, blocks, books, blankets. So if you want to pause the video and grab some stuff, you might need this to assist you later on for the challenge pose. And really listen to your body today. Do what your body can do. Don't push. Very important. So let's get started. And you're going to start by kneeling. So again, some of you I find you have sensitive knees. So you can use a blanket or a pad underneath your knees, because you're going to be starting off by sitting back on your heels. So knees are together, sit back on your heels, release the skin over the knees, and just take a moment to centre yourself, to relax your thighs down, your buttocks down, making sure the spine is nice and upright, head is level. And start to tune into your breathing, so you jaya breath if you can, or deep, long, slow inhalations, exhalations. And then taking your fingertips to the floor by the side of you. Inhale as you raise the arms up and look up to your thumbs. As you exhale, you're going to bring the arms down and take your hands round behind you at the back with your fingertips. And then you're going to lift your chest on the inhale and look up to the ceiling. Exhale, coming back up again. Inhale raises the arms up, look to the thumbs. Exhale brings the arms down behind you. Inhale, lift your chest, look up. Exhale brings you upright again. Last time, inhale, raise the arms up. Really stretch up. Then bring the arms down on the exhale, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest. Look up. Exhale, sitting up. So now we're going to move from there to cat-cow to loosen ourselves up. So stretch forward, spread your fingers, knees under your hips. Exhaling, tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone under, look towards your navel, round your spine. Inhale, look forward, tailbone to the sky. Exhale, rounding down. Inhale, lifting your head, arch your spine in the reverse direction. And lowering down as you exhale, round the spine. Come to neutral. So now you're going to take your right arm forward and you're going to take, not your left leg back, but I want to keep you with the knees bent today. So you're going to bend the leg up with the knee bent, and then on the exhale, you're going to bring your elbow to your knee. So exhaling, elbow to knee. Inhale, keep the knee bent, look forward. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch away, keep that knee bent. Exhale, knee and elbow join, and then bring your hand and your knee back to the floor. So we try again on the other side. So stretching your right arm away from you, bend up your left leg, keep the knee bent, look forward, then exhaling, round the spine, elbow to knee, and stretching forward, bring that leg up, elbow to knee again, keeping the knee bent, stretch forward for the third time, elbow to knee, and hand to floor and knee to floor. So the next pose is dog pose. So turn the toes under, stretching up, keep the knees bent, press into your hands, and then you're going to push your right heel to the floor and bend the knee, put your left heel to the floor and bend the knee, and keep going. Bend and straighten the knees, bend and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Now for the next move, you're going to take your right foot between your hands. So for some of you that just doesn't happen. So if you want to, you can do it. It will be to raise the leg up into the air, come up on tiptoe and swing the leg forward to bring the foot between the hands. For those of you who find that difficult, bend your knees. Put your knees on the floor, and then you can lift up to take the foot in front of you, whichever way you want to get there. And then from there, this is where you might like to have your blanket or maybe something underneath your knee if you've got sensitive knees. You're going to slide this knee back a little bit. So we're starting to open out that groin at the top of the leg. So you can keep your toes turned under if it's more stable, or you can relax the foot to the floor, whichever's best for you. And then from there, bring your hands to your thighs, stretch the arms forward, stretch the arms back, and see if you can stretch them back a little way. And then bring the arms back down again. And then we're going to do a little twist. So it's going to be the left elbow to the outside of the right leg. Take the palms together, push the elbows away from each other. And release the hands. So take your hands now to the or your right hand to the inside of your right leg. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to bend up the left leg, so we need to be on the top of that knee. So, and also you need to keep the thigh very soft. So start to bend that leg, concentrating on keeping that thigh soft. So you're leaning forward a bit, and then see if you can take your left hand back to grab the foot. Made it. Get onto the top of that knee, then start to come up and see if you can bring the right hand round to grab the foot as well. And then lift your chest, look forward. And release. Fingertips back to the floor, crunch of the knee. And then step your right foot back. So you're back to kneeling. So if you're wanting to move from kneeling, you're going to take the left leg forward. If not, turn the toes under. Dog pose to stretch out those legs. Come up onto your toes. Raise the right leg up, swing it forward and bring it between your hands. Then drop the back knee down, slide it away from you. So again, you can keep your toes turned under, or you can just relax the foot out if you want to. So from there, feel that nice stretch across the groins. And then you're going to come up with your hands on your thigh. Raise the arms forward. Inhale, raise the arms up, look up, and take a bit of a back bend, stretching back if you can. Feel the stretches. And then bring the arms back down again. So it's now the right upper arm to the outside of the leg. Palms together. Press the palms together, take the elbows away from each other to make the twist. And release the hands. So now this is the difficult bit. Start to lean forward a bit. Think of keeping this part, the back of the leg, the hamstrings soft, so that they don't go into spasm. Start to bend the leg up. Take your left hand in front of the left leg, and then see if you can grab hold of the foot. And if you can, start to come up. Take your left hand back, see if you can grab the foot round the back, and then lift your chest and look forward. Release the foot, hands back to the floor. Turn your toes under at the back, step back, go back into dog pose again. Stretch your legs out. So you can have your legs bent or straight. Work the arms. Relax your head, relax your neck. The other day, or yesterday was we were taking the weight into our arms. So what I'd like you to do is look forward towards your hands, come up onto your toes, and then start to walk your legs forward to take the weight into your hands and arms. See where you get to. And then when you can't go any further, just bend the knees, release the arms, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, come slowly up, one vertebrae at a time. And then you're going to interlace your hands, point the index finger, join the feet. Push your hips forward. I want to keep these groins open today. Keep your hips forward. Raise the arms up into the air so the inner upper arms are hugging your ears or behind your ears. And then sway from side to side. Come to rest. Now taking your arms over to the right, so I'm mirror imaging for you. Push your hips out to the left as you push your arms out to the right. Don't let this underarm bend, so stretching away with the elbow. Hips are forward. Another quarter of an inch. Inhale brings you back up again. Re-establish, nice long, tall stretch from the heels right through to the tips of that finger, and then pushing out in the opposite direction. So arms to one side, hips to the other. Stretch away with the arms, push away with the hips. Inhale brings you up. Exhale lowers the arms. So we're working on the front body as well as the quadriceps. We're going to do dancer, but dancer with a difference. I'm not looking for a balance today. What I'm looking for is to try and get the leg as high up in the air as possible. So I'm hoping you've got a wall nearby, which would be marvellous. If not a chair, anything will do, because I want to take that top arm, I want to take it onto the wall. So if you're standing near the wall, you want to be like that, so the fingertips are just to the wall. And then you're going to bring your feet together. So strong legs. And then you're going to turn the palm of the right hand, turn it out. And then you're going to take the weight into your left leg, a strong left leg. And then you're going to bend up the right leg, see if you can grab hold of the foot on the inside. Bring your knees together. So for some of you, this might be just as far as you want to go. If not, you're going to raise the arm up into the air, and then you're going to take your hand to the wall. So from there, you're going to be able to bend this elbow. So you've got the stability of the wall there, so it's not a balance pose today. What I then want you to do is start to tip forward, so you're coming towards the wall with your head. Now, push away with the shin and see how high up you can lift that leg. See how high you can get it. And breathe. Keep going higher. And lowering the knee. Take a balance. And then release the foot. So it's all about stretching and opening, but it's a lovely opener for the shoulder as well on this one. So let's go for the other side. Feel the differences in your left and right sides. So balancing into the right leg and the right foot. Take the weight into the right leg. Turn the left palm out and bend the left leg up. Take hold of the foot on the inside. Bring the knees together. So you can stay here, it's fine. If not, you can take your fingertips to the wall and you want to move on. Start to come forward. Head's coming towards the wall. Elbows are bent. Then raise that top leg up into the air. So you push away with the foot into your hand. And see how high you can get that leg up into the air. And lowering down. The knees come together. Take the balance. And release the foot. Well done. What's my next one for you? You're going to go to the floor now. Ustrasana, camel. And then you're going to maybe use a blanket if your knees are sensitive. So shall I use a blanket? Why not? So, camel. You're going to bend back and catch hold of your heels. Now, several things happen in this pose. It really makes you open the front body. The further apart you have your knees, the easier it is. I would rather you did it with them directly underneath your hips today. In order to have the heels nearer to you, you can turn your toes under. The other thing you can do if you find it difficult to get to your heels, you can also place a block on there, or a book. So you're bringing your heels higher up each time. So to start with, thumbs into the sacroiliac joints, and you're going to take the elbows back, push your hips forward. Feel the push forward of the hips and the opening of the front groins. Take a few breaths. And then you're going to take your hands to the backs of your thighs. And you're going to slide your hands down as you lift your chest. So go on lifting your chest. Don't think about your hands, just go on lifting your chest. So you can look up to the ceiling, or if it's more comfortable on your neck, you can stay looking forward. But go on lifting. So feel the groins opening all the time. Slowly does it. And then see if you can reach for a heel. And if you've got your heel, then push your hips forward again. Inhale to come up. And then you're going to sit back on your heels. Take your blanket away. You're going to lay down on the floor. And I'm just going to pause the video because Malcolm has just returned home. So I'll just pause you for a minute. I can. Perhaps I can't. No, we'll carry on. If he comes in, he comes in. Right, so your next move is to lay down on the floor. So laying prone, bring your hands in line with your shoulders. Now, for the next few poses, it's very important that we get a length in the lower body from the waist to the groins at the tops of your legs. So I'd like you to think of softening that area and drawing your legs away from you. So we want that plenty of contact with the floor. The next thing I want you to think about is the quadriceps. They're going to be long, so the hamstrings at the back need to be soft, otherwise you're going to finish up going into spasm when we do some poses in a minute. So what I want you to do is think about keeping your lower belly from the waist to the groins soft and in contact with the floor and long, and keeping those legs soft. So everything's got to be soft there. And then you're going to gently press down with your hands to lift your chest, lift your head, come back up into a little mini cobra. and lowering down. So you haven't moved anything at the moment, so I want you to keep that theme of keeping the tops of the legs soft, and then you're going to bend up your right leg and see if you can grab hold of the foot, bow pose. The same applies to the other leg, so grab your left foot. And then lift your knees up and take them away from you a bit. I want to keep that opening of that front body. And then heels going up towards the ceiling. Inhale as you lift your head, lift your chest, and lift your knees off the floor. And breathe. Keep pushing away with your shins to help your legs to come up higher. And lowering your legs down, release your feet, one hand on top of the other, rest your head, rock your hips from side to side, ease out your back. And then you're going to lift your head, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, push yourself back. You're going to be sitting on your heels in a minute, but what I want you to do is walk your knees forward a bit. Bring your big toes together, and then you're going to widen your knees as far as you can. So we've been doing a back bend, so as we come forward, go forward gently, because we're stretching the back in two different directions. So widen the knees as much as you can. So you're sitting back on those heels, hands to the floor. Now thinking about your back, and then start to walk your hands forward, trying to stretch out that lower back. Stretch it out as you stretch your arms, and then when you can't go any further, you can rest your head. So you've got books there if you want to rest your forehead. Feel the stretches in the inner groins, and breathe. And then inhaling, look forward towards your hands, walk the hands back, bring the knees together, and then we're going to lie down on the floor. So we've eased out, so you're going to go back to the floor once more, so laying prone. This one is called Bakasana, and for the life of me I don't know why it's a frog, because I've never seen a frog put its legs in this position before. So if you've supported yourself, support your chest, so you're up on your elbow or forearms. What I'd like you to do to begin with is stretch your right leg away from you, and the left leg away from you. It's opening out of that front body, the lower from the waist to the groins. So we don't want any compaction there. Softening your buttocks, so that lower back needs to be soft and to get some length. And the same instructions apply when we're going to bend the legs up in a minute, or one leg at a time. These aren't beginner's poses, so we're just working towards what happens in these poses. They're very difficult and very hard, even for me. And that's saying something. Well, no, it's not. There's lots of poses I can't do. So, you're going to take your left forearm, turn it so that it's lifted your chest. So keeping that right leg very soft as you start to bend it up. Go slow, and as you do, stretch your knee away from you. So you're stretching the knee away as you bend the leg up and take the hand back, hold on to the foot. Now the next move is to then take the elbow into the air, and you're going to push that foot down towards your buttocks and breathe. So can you get that groin to go back down into the floor? Mine's lifted away. And release the foot, and we go on the other side. So right arm in front of your chest, carefully start to bring up the left leg, so keeping those hamstrings nice and soft. Take the arm round, grab the foot, and then shuffle that knee away from you if you can. And then it's the fingers are going to press down on the foot and your elbow goes up into the sky. So trying to push that foot down towards your buttocks and breathe. And again, get in contact with that groin at the tops of your legs, see if you can make sure it stays anchored to the floor. And release the leg. Ooh. And then you're going to now sit back on your heels, so hands underneath your shoulders, press back to sit back on your heels. So here comes the challenge pose. It's Supta Virasana. So we're going to do it in stages, and at any stage you need to know where you're going to stop. Right, so plenty of props you're going to need for this one. So the first move is you're going to kneel up. Well, actually, it's quite nice to go from dog pose. So if you spread your fingers and you've knelt up, turn your toes under, go into dog pose, stretch your back out, stretch your legs out before we go into it. And then just drop your knees to the floor. Take your feet out to the side and then sit back. As you sit back, if you've got strong calf muscles, you can take your hands and roll the calves out to help you to sit down. Now, can you sit down between your knees? If you can't, you need support. So lift your buttocks up, sit on a block. Ease the flesh across the knees. Strong work in these thighs now, and this might be all you want to do today. So if we move on from there, I'll show you, if I can, what we want to do eventually, and you go it in stages. So if you can sit on the floor, then you go back on one elbow and go back on the other elbow. Now, do you remember that lower back needs to stretch out? You lift your hips and push your hips towards your knees. So you go on doing that. So pushing your hips towards your knees. And if you got to that position, you then see if you can lower your chest down towards the floor. Can you see how my knees have come up? And then the arms come over the head. So that tells me I need to support my back. So bringing my arms over, go up on an elbow, other elbow, and up we come. So how do you do that? If you want to try and go back, then if you're sitting on a block, you can go back on one elbow. But if you're going to go back, take something. Take some pillows, anything, so that you can place it behind you. You need to support your rib cage. Stagger it. You can take as many of these as you like. I might take 3. And the more support you take, the more comfortable it gets. Well, sort of. So then you do the same action. Lift up, go back, lift up, go back, lift up, go back. Oh, and that's lovely. And then you can take your arms over your head, you can hold on to the elbows, and at least hold it for 5 breaths. So wherever you're at today, coming up, you take hold of your ankles, feet, and then you come up on one elbow, you come up on the other elbow, until you're sitting up, and then you're going to swing your legs to the side, and then sit up into Dandasana. Stretch your legs out. So Dandasana, wriggle your legs, bounce them up and down, wiggle your feet, let the circulation come back, let your knees recover. So well done. So loads of different stages of this one. It's a great pose to practice if you can practice it after a meal, this one. I can't think of any others that you can, but it's very good for your digestion, fantastic for your legs, your knees, great for if you're a runner, and lots and lots of different things, lots of pluses with this pose, but it is so difficult, and it's one that I don't practice often enough, and I think we need to include it in a practice mode more than we do. So push all your props out of the way, lie yourself down on the floor, tuck your shoulder blades down, stretch your legs out, stretch your arms over your head, have a good stretch. Stretch your heels away from you. And then bring your arms back over. So if you've still got some energy left, you can do the sit-up, or if not, you can bend your knees, hold on to the backs of your thighs to help you to sit up. If you're going to do the sit-up, really work the legs. And a big inhale sits you up, and touch your toes. And then come to sit cross-legged. Well done for rising to the challenges that I'm throwing at you. They're a challenge for me as well, lots of them. And tomorrow I'm going to give you a video about the basics of some of the yoga breathing exercises. So I hope to see you again tomorrow. Namaste.